أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله سيد المرسلين وخاتم النبيين ورحمة للعالمين وصلى الله على آله الطاهرين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا أوصيكم عباد الله ونفسي بتقوى الله. We are going through the Azaa of Sayyid al-Shuhada and wanted to share with you a perspective about the importance of the event of Karbala for us. Basically, we are talking about the struggle between good and evil, which started from the dawn of humanity. Adam alayhi salam on one side, Iblis, the shaitan, on the other side. And this struggle between khair and shar, between good and evil, this continued among the descendants of Adam alayhi salam. The way shaitan would come in and try to misguide some others. Right from the first generation, you have Qabil killing his own brother Habil. And this continued when you look at the history of the prophets who came. You know, you look at example of Nuh alayhi salam confronting the ignorant people of his time. Ibrahim alayhi salam confronting Namrud. You have Musa alayhi salam confronting Fir'aun. And you have Isa alayhi salam confronting the Pharisees at that time. And so then we come to the final, scene of Islam, when the Prophet of Islam, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, brought the final message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is where shaitan comes in to incite the politics, the mushrikeen of Mecca, to oppose Islam. And at the forefront of those who opposed Islam was Abu Sufyan and his family from Banu Umayyah. And basically, shaitan, when he realized at the end that the mushrikeen of Mecca were defeated and the Prophet of Islam gained the upper hand there, he basically now employs his agents among the Muslims to undermine Islam from within. And this is where we see that, the satanic forces, among those who were known as Muslims, they corrupted Islam from inside. Many of the core principles and very clear statements of the Prophet were undermined. And not only that, the main issue was the succession plan that the Prophet of Islam had very clearly outlined and shared with the people. This was totally disregarded. And that was the basis of the corruption there. And therefore we see within 50 years of the Prophet's demise, the Khilafat system basically changed into a monarchy, with Muawiyah, the son of Abu Sufyan, as the first absolute, monarch, and who then later on appointed his son as a successor. And so this is where we see that the struggle between good and evil continued till that time. And the evil forces within the Muslim community finally manifested in form of Yazid, the first, so-called Khalifa to openly oppose Islam. The poetry that he recited of one of the mushrikeen of the early days where he very openly, questions the legitimacy or the truth of the Prophet being the receiver of the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or that Quran is a revelation. These are, facts found there in the history of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. And at that moment in history, the only person with valid credentials and background who could oppose the evil force of Yazid was Imam Hussein bin Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. Besides his family background, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had blessed him with, a knowledge as well as the best of character. And with that, credibility and credentials, he basically stood up. He stood up to rescue Islam from the grip of the caliphs and the rulers. And he did it once and for all. Basically, Imam Hussein alayhi salam took a stand to sacrifice everything in order to show to the people that Yazid is not Islam and Islam is not Yazid. In other words, Islam cannot be defined by the words and actions of a ruler. Yazid and other rulers, al-Khulafa, must be judged based on the pure Islamic standard and not the other way around. And so this, when we talk about these two opposing forces, from Adam alayhi salam to Shaitan, they have been there from very beginning. And we believe that this struggle reached to its peak in Karbala between Hussein ibn Ali and the Yazidi forces. And perhaps this is what, Allama Iqbal, the famous poet of the East, in his Farsi poetry, where he says, Musa Fir'aun wa Shabbir Yazid, Indo quwwat az hayat amad padid. He says, Moses and Pharaoh, Shabbir and Yazid, these were two powers which emerged with human life. Zanda haq az quwwat Shabbiriyas, batil akhir dagh hasrat miriyas. The truth is alive from Shabbir's power, and falsehood is finally a hopeless dream. So he relates the struggle of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, where he says it started with the life of human beings from the day of Adam. And indeed, this struggle between truth and falsehood, which began at the dawn of humanity, it reached to the peak in Karbala. And that's where we say that in Karbala, it was not only Hussein bin Ali an individual. He actually represented all good forces, whereas Yazid and his people on the other side represented the evil force. And that is why we see, for example, in the words of Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam, when he says, do the ziyarat of Hussein, he uses the term warith. Warith means somebody who was the heir. He says, go and salute Hussein by saying, Ya waris Adam safatillah. You are the heir of Adam, the friend of Allah. You are the heir of Nuh, the prophet of Allah. You are the heir of Ibrahim, the friend of Allah. You are the heir of Musa, with whom, Allah talked. And you are the heir of Isa, who was, in a way, the spirit of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's interesting that from the biological point of view, Adam, the Imam Hussein alayhi salam is definitely his heir biologically of Adam and Nuh and Ibrahim. But when it comes to Musa and Isa, their lines separate. He goes from the line of Ishaq. So here the wirasat, he is not waris in a physical sense. He is actually waris in the spiritual sense. And then, the sixth Imam then repeats again, talking about the family line, where he says that salute him as the waris of Muhammad Habibullah, and Waris of Amir al-Mu'mineen, and Fatima, and Khadija, and even Hassan alayhi salatu wasalam. Salawat. So remember, it was not just one incident which happened in history. It was the peak of that struggle which started from the dawn of humanity and became very clear. The lines were drawn very clearly for humanity once and for all by Hussein ibn Ali in the sands of Karbala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to understand the mission of Imam Hussein alayhi salam and to do whatever is within our ability to live up to that message and the faith for which Imam Hussein alayhi salam sacrificed everything. إن أحسن الحديث كتاب الله العزيز بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحليم الكريم غافر الذنب وقابل التوبة وهو الغفور الرحيم ونشهد أن لا إله إلا هو العطوف للعباد بجوده والعواد على المذنبين بحلمه ونشهد أن محمدًا نبيه وحبيبه سيد المرسلين وشفيع المذنبين ورحمة للعالمين صلى الله عليه وعلى آله الداعين إلى سبيل الله بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة قادة الأمم وأولياء النعمة ومعدن الرحمة أوصيكم عباد الله بالتوبة ما سلف من ذنوبكم. This struggle which we talked about from the very beginning to Karbala, that struggle even continues after Karbala. Many Yazids have come and they will come, and the Muslims and the free people of the world, they always look back to Hussein ibn Ali in all these struggles as the standard of separating the truth from the diluted version of it. The struggle will persist until the final stage comes with the appearance of Imam Mahdi Ajalallahu Ta'ala Faraj Sharif, who is a descendant of Imam Hussein. Interestingly, if you look at the slogan of Ansarul Mahdi, the companions of Imam Mahdi, that also is a slogan of Karbala. They are referring to Karbala, Ya li Tharat al-Hussein. And this is where we have to realize the importance of Karbala, that even in the final stage of this struggle between good and evil, when Imam Mahdi will appear, even at that time, the companions of Imam Mahdi will look back at Karbala, at the ashab of Hussein ibn Ali alayhim salatu wassalam. And you see that through the history. Sometimes, yes, people have misused that slogan. When Banu Abbas started their revolution against Banu Umayyah, their slogan was Litharat al-Hussein, that we are standing up to, avenge the blood of Hussein. Although they were doing it with wrong motives, because they knew that the masses in the Muslim world at that time, they were very much into line with the suffering and the tragedy of Karbala. They knew that that will be the point where they will be able to gain the support of the people. But they realized that slogan by itself without support from anyone from Ali Hussein would be useless. And that is where they tried to get the support from our sixth Imam, who refused. Because he knew, of course, he didn't like Banu Umayyah, and he wouldn't have any problem if they are overthrown. But he knew that the motivations of Banu Umayyah were not sincere. They're just using this slogan, for their own motives to gain power. Eventually, they ended up with getting somebody from the line of Imam Hassan, because they wanted somebody from Ali Muhammad, because they used to say, we are fighting for the family of the Prophet. And although the sixth Imam very clearly mentioned to those cousins of his that you are doing wrong and you will at the end lose. And that is what happened. When Abbas, when the government was overthrown, Abbasid came to power, the very first target they had was Ali Hassan, who actually were used by them to promote their cause by using the term Ya li Tharat al-Hussein. But the reality, irrespective of that one example, we see that when it comes to the issue of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, all freedom fighters around the world who know about Imam Hussein alayhi salam, even if they are from non-Muslims, they always seek inspiration from Hussein ibn Ali. People always look back. Look at our own Shias at the moment. All the slogans you hear about it, Labbaik ya Hussein, Ya li Tharat al-Hussein. When we talk about Hayhat minna dhilla, all these are the slogans of Karbala. This is related to Hussein ibn Ali. So yes, this struggle will continue until the appearance of the Imam of the time. And in that final encounter between Imam Mahdi and the satanic forces, a person will emerge by the name of Uthman bin Anbasa from Syria, and after a confrontation with Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, he would be killed. And this Uthman actually will be one from the descendants of Abu Sufyan, the head of Banu Umayyah at that time. And so we come to the closure of that struggle as far as the Muslim history is concerned, with the the confrontation between good and evil, where Imam Mahdi alayhi salam will prevail against the satanic forces. Salawat. Interestingly, when the Imam will appear, there are 5 statements he will make, which will be universally heard by everyone in their own language. There is no issue of internet and this and that. We can appreciate now. Nobody will say, oh, it is not impossible. If we can do it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can do it even better. The 5 slogans that he's going to, let out from Mecca, 4 of them are linked to Hussein ibn Ali. And this is where we have to realize that even the struggle of Imam Mahdi is connected to the movement of Hussein ibn Ali. Salawat. For us, Ashura, between Ashura and the appearance of the Imam, Karbala basically serves as a guiding torch. Whenever you see that, there is fog of doubt in your mind, or the weather is becoming like what is now in Toronto last 2 days, and things are not that clear, in your mind, if that is the fog that you have, look at Karbala. Karbala will shine the light to show you what is haqq and what is batil, what is truth and what is falsehood. And because the challenge these days, even now, is not the issue of kufr. Outright kufr, everybody knows. We know that we have to stay away from it. The challenge is nifaq and hypocrisy. And in that, you need that torch from Karbala to look what is haqq and what is batil. And this is where Hussein ibn Ali becomes the Safinatul Najat, the ark of salvation. You know, he can take us out of this mist and the foggy and stormy, sea. And this is where we had to realize our Imams who came later on. This is the reason why they emphasize, do not ever forget Karbala. There is a statement I had previously read from one of the prominent alim, Allama Abdul Hussein Amini, the writer of the famous book of Al-Ghadir. I didn't realize that he was actually quoting a statement from one of the Imams. When somebody asks, why do you people emphasize on this tragedy of Karbala? It happened hundreds of years ago, centuries ago. Forget it now. Or just do it one day. The way you do it in a very elaborate manner, the statement was that we don't want you to forget Karbala the way you forgot Ghadir. There were 120,000 people in Ghadir, yet that was forgotten. It was hidden. This Karbala, we don't want people to put a cover over it. And that is why, the Imams have said always, keep it alive, because this is a movement. Basically, even if you look at the movement of the Imam of the time, it always looks back to Karbala. This is where we look back and we try to refocus and reform ourselves for the future encounter under the banner of Imam Mahdi Ajalallahu Ta'ala Faruj Sharif. Salawat. اللهم صل على سيد المرسلين والشفيع المذنبين سيدنا ونبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وعلى إمام المتقين وأمير المؤمنين علي بن أبي طالب صلوات الله عليه وعلى سيدة نساء العالمين سيدتنا فاطمة بنت رسول الله صلوات الله عليها وعلى سيد شباب أهل الجنة الحسن المجتبى والحسين الشهيد بكربلاء عليهم الصلاة والسلام اللهم صل على أئمة المسلمين علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي عليهم الصلاة والسلام اللهم صل على مولانا الحجة بن الحسن صاحب العصر والزمان ما أحيا سار البدء والطغيان هادم أبنية الشرك والنفاق حاسد فر البغي والشقاق صلوات الله وسلامه عليه وعلى آباء الكرام ما اتصلت الليالي والأيام اللهم عجل فرجه وسهل مخرجه واكحل ناظرنا بنظرة منا إليه واجعلنا من المسترشدين بين يديه اللهم اجعلنا ممن يذكر فتنفعه الذكرى إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون.